This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun. No.
Y'all,
Just
this
stop.
is a sham. Welcome to DBL. It's Tuesday, November 30th. I'm Jeff here with my friends Eric and Al. It's Giving Tuesday, and I'm giving you guys a compliment. You both look great.
I appreciate it. So do
Thanks,
you.
to you.
I was looking at you in the prompter. I was like, Jeff looks really good. I like the collar. And
Looking at Jeff in the prompter?
I was a good-looking guy.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Eric always looks gorgeous. It's just a given.
I know.
Yes.
I know. We need it. We need
Stop
it.
it.
Look at you
5
right now. You're
minutes.
adorable.
I love you, Al.
I love
All
you
right,
too,
let's
sis.
get to it, guys. It's an end of an era for Tiger Woods. He said he is done playing golf full-time. Tiger recently posted this video of him taking a swing 9 months after he injured his leg in a near-fatal car crash. Here's what Tiger told Golf Digest. Let's watch.
But as far as climbing the mountain, get all the way to the top, I don't think that's a realistic expectation of me. But I think something that is realistic is playing the tour one day, never full-time ever again. Pick and choose. I think that's kind of how I'm going to have to play it from now on. It's an unfortunate reality, but it's my reality. And I understand it and I accept it.
I never want to count Tiger out, because as soon as you do, he comes back and wins one more. But listen, I like where he's at in his progress and coming back. He's realistic. It was what his body is going to answer the bell if he could do it anymore. But again, never count him out.
No, I agree. And he's an athlete who plays a sport where there is hope. It's not as though, like, you know, oh, you're 40, there's no way you're ever going to step back on the gridiron. You know, whatever it is.
Gridiron. Tom Brady's 44, but yes, I get it.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, if there was like a big injury, I agree. I wouldn't count him out. I do think that there's something to be said for anyone who has devoted their lives to something, and you want to be able to say when enough is enough, and when that decision is made for you, whether it be nature or whatever the situation is. That's a hard thing. That's a hard thing. So I hope that he's getting the mental health support, which I'm sure he's continued on, because that's something he's been very transparent about as well.
Right. And look, I think Tiger Woods, we know him as a golfer, but I think also what he should also focus on is maintaining his sobriety. He did have some troubles with that. And, you know, we're talking about his life moving forward. He's entertained us enough as a golfer. Yeah. Now it's time for him to take care of Tiger. He did enough for us. Make sure he's there and present in the moment with his kids, helping to advance them. If he does play golf again, great. If he doesn't, great. But I do think there's other battles for him to face. And he's a young man. You know, we've seen a lot of people going to be dealing with this, even like take it away from sports, YouTubers and stuff that made a bunch of money in their early 20s. Now they got the rest of their life. Like, what are you going to do? So I think Tiger's kind of in that boat, maybe a little bit older, but like he's got a whole second chapter to go through. So he doesn't have to look at it like my golf career is over. It's like, no, you did it. And you were one of the best ever. Now go do something else. Yeah. Look at what Kobe did with his post-career.
Yeah, I like that he's being honest with himself, and maybe he can focus on some of those other things. All right, we're getting a first look at the new docuseries coming out, Colton, about former Bachelor Colton Underwood. It looks at the fallout after he revealed he was gay. Let's watch.
The reason I'm coming out is because I'm ashamed and I'm sort of mortified of what got me to this position in the first place. I put a poor girl through hell of my own insecurities.
Because he filed a restraining order against you. You went off the rails.
I was starting to hurt other people outside of just myself.
You want to sit down and apologize to make yourself feel better. The best thing you can do is face up to what you've done and find out who the hell you are.
But the series reportedly isn't sitting well with Colton's ex, Cassie Randolph. She accused him of stalking her after they broke up. According to Page 6, there are a lot of bad memories associated with their breakup, and she wants to separate herself from his narrative.
Well, I mean, that's fair.
That is fair. I think that's fair. Yeah.
That's very fair. I mean, she was a victim in this situation, and although he's looking for his path to redemption, which is something that I believe he truly is capable of doing, this is a big first step, but I think it's completely fair for her to say, you know, I'm still healing, I'm still processing, let me do that in my own way. Because she was a victim.
Right.
It wasn't as though this is their story together. But, you know, I think fighting your demons is a very complicated journey, because when you have to atone for the things that you have done, you know, out of greed or callous or, things that were just completely unnecessary, hurt other people, there will be a day. There's a day for all of us that you have to reconcile with yourself, the people around you, and whatever force you believe or don't believe in. So to see him do it is very powerful.
I mean, you guys are a lot nicer than I am. You are. I don't know how he's getting a pass. I don't know if there's any other situation in which somebody who stalked somebody then gets to tell their narrative. I'm getting a lot of like I, Tanya vibes from this, where she got a chance after she allegedly, I don't know, try to knock Nancy Kerrigan's leg off.
Tanya
and now,
Harding.
yes, Tanya, and now she's
On Dancing
beloved
with the
and on all these shows.
Yep.
I don't understand how the public lets some people slide and some people don't. This young woman, what's her name? The woman.
Cassie. Randolph,
she did the impossible. She was chosen. Her life is about to be set up forever. She is the best. She's got with Colton, who I'm sure knew he was gay before he started. And now because he decided to come out after that, their partnership is dissolved. Her career is just destroyed, at least for the moment. And now he gets to have a Netflix series about him finding out who he is. Please do that before we're on a show like this together, because you really affected my life.
I agree.
He wouldn't have had that platform then, right?
That's his business.
Yeah, I agree.
Your
I agree.
sexuality is your business. I'm trying to be the Bachelorette, homie.
No,
Well, okay, but
I never thought I'd yell that on TV.
I will say,
I was waiting for it because there was just a pause after that. I was waiting for somebody to say.
I'm picking up what you're laying down,
Right.
Alan. I agree with you. I don't know if her life was set up for the rest of her life by being on The Bachelorette, and I don't know if her being chosen was necessarily the prize. But other than that, I completely, I agree with
the
that.
followers, the endorsements, it's a
Sure.
big deal. And now that that's dissolved, it's just like when we had the issues with the black and female Bachelorette. That was the thing that really affected me about what happened to them, is they had to shut down their social media because they were getting so many death threats. I'm like, that's the whole point, Jeff. The followers is what you get paid in.
Right.
And if you can't maximize that, then what was the point of all this? Helping him along his journey to discover himself? Miss me with that.
All right. Well,
Sorry. Hey.
No, hey. No lies were told,
How
except
does he
for
get a
this.
pass? I don't get it.
Speaking of getting a pass, check this out. Kathy Griffin says she is on her way to getting uncanceled after her controversial Donald Trump photo, of course. Kathy paid a visit on Jimmy Kimmel last night. Let's take a listen.
You guys know I'm canceled, right? Like I was like canceled. And so I'm very slowly getting uncanceled. And what I think is funny is that people are kind of like afraid of me now and all that stuff. And like that guy Paul Gosar made a video and so like I was like back in the news again. So anyway, so I think I'm gonna get uncanceled. I think I'm an actress again, guys.
So Kathy referred to Republican Congressman Paul Gosar, who recently posted a video showing him killing a monster with the face of Democratic Congresswoman AOC. So maybe Kathy's saying she's back. Are we buying that? Billy Bush came back.
Yes.
Lori Loughlin came back. I mean, I feel like she's on her way.
To be honest, I think if you pull the tape, I was never on board with Kathy getting canceled, ever. I think that this was a very misplaced timing thing. Had she done this even 6 months later, or done what she did a year later, nobody would have even flinched. I think that this was a very concerted effort for people to have a whole lot of fake outrage, and because she's always put herself out there and she's always dared to say what's on her mind, then everybody was all up in arms like, oh, she should be canceled. I never thought the woman should be canceled. In fact, I know there's a whole contingency of people who didn't believe that she should be canceled, and I think that she should just continue to produce more material because people are going to come out and see her. They still did.
Yeah, but it did affect her. And I mean, she did have to know that holding a fake president's severed head was going to have some repercussions. And that might get you canceled for doing that. Take the president out and put an actress or a rapper or anybody.
Well, that's not true.
That's a big deal. When you do that on a magazine cover, it's a big deal.
It's still not true. We have this whole example. AOC has been haunted, stalked. She has been threatened on a regular basis. Cursed. And now this video, I'm sorry, like, people are unaware of the lengths that people will go to in order to make themselves like relevant, apparently. But at the end of the day, this is something that a lot of people have done. I think that she was scapegoated, and I've said that from the beginning. I think she was scapegoated.
Yeah, I hear you. I posted a photo of my family and someone told me to get my son's haircut. I'm coming for you. Coming up on DBL, you know them from Lost and Ghost. We're chatting up with Catching Up. Why do I always say that?
We can chat them up.
I know. We're talking with Daniel Day Kim and Tony Goldwyn, and Joy Behar is facing backlash after encouraging LGBTQ people to come out at Thanksgiving. We're talking about that next.
Closed captioning provided by
Okay, so this
Right?
is
You
this
love,
is
Dr. Cole
interesting.
loves all my mess ups.
So yeah,
I had a brilliant one this morning.
So Jeff, we didn't hear from you. I was talking. Eric and I were talking about Kathy Griffin's cancellation. I think there's two ways to look at this. One, like, should she have been or shouldn't she have been? But I think if you look at like who's been canceled for what and who hasn't,
Yeah.
it seems like the people, and it's sad to say because it's what you probably teach your kids is the opposite, and me too, is taking accountability and apologizing doesn't work. When you double down
Yes.
and show your base that you are
Behar. What did I say, Joy
you said
Behar?
Bear, yeah.
Yeah,
When you show
Joy
your base
Behar.
that you're forthright about what you think,
Okay, thank you.
and you don't apologize, it seems to resonate, especially with certain bases. Like there are people that did not apologize, and it worked, and the people that did apologize have been canceled and have come back. Look at what happened to Chrissy Teigen. You know, I wonder if she just doubled down and said, I meant it and that's what happened. I wonder how her base would have reacted. Because we have enough of a blueprint here where the people that have been canceled are people that try to apologize, try to make amends, and
I'm really good at what
it's
I
very
do.
strange that people seem to not like that. I don't know why that is. So
Growing.
I wonder if Kathy Griffin could have survived this. I don't know. That's tough to do to a president. But in terms of cancellation, I think if she just didn't mention it and just put some tour dates up and told people to buy tickets, I think that would be fine. But I think when you bring back, I'm canceled. Come on, guys, don't forget I'm canceled. It starts to almost become your shtick.
Thank you. Good.
Might be something you might want to just put in
I'm
your
a
rearview mirror. So
Max guy.
we'll see. We'll see how those tickets sell.
Welcome back. Joy Behar is facing some backlash over some recent advice she gave on The View. So Joy suggested that gay people should come out to their families on Thanksgiving just to, quote, see what happens. She added that life is short and that gay people should be their authentic selves. On Twitter, one person called her comments dangerous because many gay people face threats to their lives if they come out to their families.
I would think it's almost more offensive to tell gay people what to do.
Good point.
I think they've made it this far without my advice. Let's see if they can finish it. If they would like to come out to their family, have at it.
Right.
If you want to do it slowly over the course of the year, individually, have at it. If you say it's a personal thing and it's none of your business, none of my uncle's business that I see once a year, that's fine too. I just don't like when people are telling people what to do to just see what happens, Erica. Like it's just dynamite. Let's just see if something falls. Like what are you talking about?
It's like it's a second grade science project.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
this is
Volcano.
the hypothesis. Let's see how it goes. I think you're right. And also acknowledging that we have no LGBTQ plus representation on this panel, I do want to very much be very cognizant of what I'm saying and how I'm saying it.
Good news, I speak for them and I tell them what to do.
Oh, okay, got it. Got it.
Yes.
But I
have a
do
message for you.
believe that this conversation is very different today than it would have been even 10 years ago for a lot of people in different respects, because the implication now is if you are thinking about coming out in this way, then there's something to come out about, where there are and I know a lot of people, a lot of families are not like this, but I have noticed that there is a trend of there hasn't been as much coming out because there's not this formal revelation as much. But yeah, if you are going to do that in front of your entire family, like what other aspects of your life are you letting your entire family in on? Because I would guarantee for most people, it's about 50%, and there's a reason for that.
Right. Yeah. And also, aren't you marginalizing people when you say, I don't know you, but I'm going to help you make the biggest decision of your life, or one of them? Like, why do I feel like you need help with that? And how could I know anything about that?
And not being part of the community either is.
Right. It's just, it seems very privileged to be like, let me tell you how to handle this. Okay. Wait till the turkey's out. And like, what? Let them finish. They'll figure it out.
Wait till the turkey's out. Very specific time. Yeah. We'll be right back.
The Medicare.
Travel season is in full swing, and one verified viewer, Eileen, realized the airline canceled her son's flight weeks before departure. So she asked us, can airlines cancel your reservation weeks or months in advance? Eileen, let's verify. Our sources are the U.S. Department of Transportation and the 5 largest U.S. airlines. The DOT has some oversight over airlines that fly to, from, or within the U.S. It mandates, quote, a passenger is entitled to a refund if the airline canceled the flight, regardless of the reason, and the passenger chooses not to travel, unquote. When you buy a ticket on any airline, it's essentially a contract, and you're agreeing to abide by certain terms. Usually buried at the bottom of airline websites is an agreement called a contract of carriage. For example, Delta's policy says, quote, Delta will transport the passenger to the destination on Delta's next flight on which seats are available in the class of service originally purchased, unquote. That's consistent with the policies of the 4 other largest airlines in the U.S. So it's true, airlines can cancel your reservation weeks or months in advance, but many have rules requiring them to rebook you on another flight, or you can take a refund if those options don't work. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back. He is one of people's sexiest men of 2021, and his co-star is one of America's most iconic bad guys. Earlier, we spoke with Daniel Day Kim and Tony Goldwyn. That's today's Chatting with the Stars.
Daniel and Tony, welcome to DBL. Now, before we get into your new thriller, The Hot Zone Anthrax, Tony, I want to ask about your new movie, King Richard, because there's this buzz about it, especially Will Smith's role in that movie. What do you think about, like, award season? Are you picturing him with an Oscar finally?
Well, I have to say, he certainly deserves it. I mean, as does Angelou Ellis, who plays his wife in the film, just gives it great. There's great performances all the way around. It's a really fantastic movie.
And Daniel, congrats are in order for you because you were named one of People's Magazine's Sexiest Men of the Year. You made it this year, but you also had one in 2005, so that's a 16-year gap. So what unsexy behaviors kept you from the list until now?
Clearly, there are plenty. If there was that long a gap, I guess it's just an honor to be back on the list. I have to chart everything I did this year to make me sexy.
It's that turtleneck.
Yeah, it's weird. When you're really good looking, you can pull off the turtleneck.
Yeah.
If you're not, people be like, you need to put something over the top.
Like Ron
you
Burgundy.
need a jacket or something, bro.
Yeah, you look terrible.
Okay. Tony, we've got a lot of female viewers who are big fans of Ghosts, and you played the bad guy in that iconic film. After that role, how did fans react to you when they saw you? I mean, were they mean to you? Break it down.
Oh yeah, I would like not get served in restaurants. People, yeah, it was kind of upsetting. You know, it was my first big thing, and and people, you know, would say, "God, I hate you." So, you know. But it was a mixed blessing. I was certainly happy for the opportunity. So
that just means you're a good actor. Now, Daniel, you were born in South Korea, and you've been very vocal about how representation matters. Obviously, Squid Game has become a global phenomenon. Is that show pointing Hollywood in the right direction?
You know, it's not necessarily about one country per se. It's really just about this idea that we can find great entertainment from all over the world, and because there is great entertainment from all over the world, there are some great shows from Israel. There are so many fantastic shows from Southeast Asia, and of course, you know, Western and Eastern Europe. You know, I think the world is becoming smaller when it comes to entertainment.
Amen. All right, so let's talk about The Hot Zone, which is not my memoir. I know a lot of people are confused. It's your new series, and it's based on true events. How bad is this?
It's 100% lethal.
So after learning so many details about the anthrax scare, are you more paranoid now about what could actually happen? Tony, I'm going to start with you.
I'm not more paranoid. I guess I'm more aware.
Yeah.
You know, we have been through, especially the past 2 years, phenomena we never thought possible. And in our generation, that really started with 9/11. You know, when that happened, the absolutely impossible became possible. And then 3 weeks after the 9/11 attacks, the anthrax letters were sent out. And I remember not opening my mail for a month and putting Cipro in our kids' school backpacks because we were terrified no one knew what that was. This just reminded me of, you know, a part of our history that had faded from my memory a bit, and told me things about this extraordinary investigation of a real crime that I actually did not know.
Yeah, no, I remember exactly where I was and who I was with and what I was doing at the time of the attacks on the World Trade Center. And I do remember weeks after just watching, you know, like Peter Jennings and Tom Brokaw on the news talking about these anthrax-laced letters. And I just remember thinking to myself, like, now what? You know, we just had the largest attack on American soil in our history. And then immediately following were these anthrax attacks. And, you know, I think that's one of the reasons why this story is so important to tell right now.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. DBL Nation, catch The Hot Zone Anthrax. It's streaming now on National Geographic. It's been such a pleasure, Daniel and Tony. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, guys.
We'll be right back. Thanks, guys. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
The Strategic Petroleum Reserve contains hundreds of millions of barrels of oil. And yes, it can help with the price of gas, but releasing the barrels doesn't give relief right away. It takes weeks for those reserves to reach the pumps. To explain the Strategic Petroleum Reserves, we went to Patrick Dehan, a fuel analyst from Gas Buddy, the Congressional Research Service's report on the reserves, and the Department of Energy. First, what are the Strategic Petroleum Reserves?
The nation found that because we consume a lot of crude oil, we are subject to oil-producing nations cutting off supply, and that we should probably have some sort of emergency reserve. And that's how the SPR was born back in the 70s.
The Department of Energy reports the government currently has more than 600 million barrels of oil stored in facilities in Texas and Louisiana along the Gulf Coast. So when have they been used before?
Well, very rarely have we seen releases from the Strategic Reserve.
The last time was in 2011. According to Congressional Research Services, that year a conflict in Libya caused a worldwide oil supply disruption, and that led President Obama to release more than 30 million barrels of oil.
But it has never been used when there hasn't been a disruption. So this situation would be different in that this is primarily being used to bring prices down, even though there's no physical disruption.
With that said, will the latest release cause immediate changes to gas prices? Short answer, no.
The president authorized up to 50 million barrels of release. That does not mean that all of a sudden tonight that there's more oil on the market.
The Department of Energy says it takes at least 13 days for the released oil to hit the markets. And according to the White House, there's a schedule for this oil release. 32 million of the gallons will get released over the next several months, and the other 18 over several years.
Now to the $3.89 question. Will this bring the price of gas down? Dehan said it could bring prices down a few cents in the next few weeks, but any effect would not be immediate. With Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
It's called B11529 or Omicron. Now, if you've been following the naming of COVID variants, as some people on social media have, you may have noticed the names follow the letters of the Greek alphabet: Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, and so on. But some people claim the World Health Organization skipped 2 letters of the alphabet, Nu and Xi, going straight from Mu to Omicron. Let's verify. Our source, the WHO, who named the variant, and this 2015 paper on best practices. The agency told us they did skip the 2 letters because Nu, spelled N-U, would be too confusing with the word new, spelled N-E-W. And they said they skipped Xi because they didn't want to offend anyone. Quote, it is a common surname, and WHO best practices for naming new diseases suggest avoiding causing offense to any cultural, social, national, regional, professional, or ethnic groups. So we can verify, yes, the WHO did skip 2 Greek letters when naming Omicron. With Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
All right, Steph, so what do you have for us today?
First up, I've got the perfect present. It's the Adrienne Vitadini satchel with a bow front detail. So this deal includes 1 bag, and we've got it available in 3 colors. We've got black, gray, and also rose. Now, normally, these are as much as $210, but right now, they're only $29, saving up to 86%. Now, Jeff, we've got False-Graph 18-0 Sapphire Bay 42-piece stainless steel flatware set. So normally this set is $189, but we've got it for you lot for only $44, which means you're saving 77%. Now, Jeff, we've got Mark New York quilted down jacket. So this deal includes 1 jacket, and we've got it available in 4 colors, black, red, navy, and olive, in sizes extra small to extra large. Now with this, you'll stay warm whilst looking hot. It's so cute. Normally, it's $225, but we've got it, Jeff, for $49, saving up to 78%. But wait, because we've got something else. Don't go anywhere. We've got a 2-pack of Power to Go wireless stereo flame lantern speakers. So this deal includes 2 lantern speakers and USB cord for charging. So normally these are as much as $100, but right now they're only $39, saving up to 61%.
All right, Steph. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphones. Thanks so much, Steph. Sweet deals right there. Giving Tuesday.
That's
Give
right.
a little speaker light.
Get it done. That's what I was looking at, too. I really was.
We had 10 seconds to kill. We did it. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Oh!